Thank you very much, Courtney. Later on today, when the Children's Museum opens its doors, friends of the museum will get to experience a brand new display. It's going to be an interactive opportunity to meet and learn a little bit more about Robert Munsch. Our buddy Drew Kozub is there this morning with a sneak peek. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Jeremy. Also a great opportunity to help flesh out and fill out your resume a bit.
Oh, okay. We're padding the resume. How?
Well, I've just become a famous author because Robert Munsch had started on a story and he couldn't quite finish it, so I stepped in and put on the finishing touches in one of the interactive exhibits. Can I show you?
Yes, please. Would you share? Yeah.
Okay. So Robert Munsch had this little story about what would happen in a usual day, but it needed some making better. So here we go. This is how I changed it. Jeremy got out of the station and walked across the Forks lot and marched into the Children's Museum. He shouted, "The pigs are all flying to outer space! They came from planet Ogo themselves." Then the ending, "Pigs like Darkwing Duck more than you think." And this is just because I don't feel like you appropriately commented on how great my shirt was, so that's why I included that in the story, but still making you look like a good hero as you get to travel through space.
In all fairness, Drew,
awesome.
I just thought you should be wearing a paper bag, that's all.
Oh, you know what? I tried, but there wasn't a good paper bag that fit. It would have been like a belly top paper bag, and the paper bag princess didn't wear pants, and I figured they wouldn't let me in the Children's Museum, so I said no paper bag costumes. So we've established a little bit about the etiquette of how we should dress for the Children's Museum, but let's talk a little bit about Much More Munch. I got it right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Much More Munch. We're actually opening today, and we're open until September 2nd. So this is our temporary traveling exhibit where we'll be showcasing all of Robert Munsch's work in his house throughout the summer.
I like the way you guys have it set up too, because it's like we're walking through Robert Munsch's home. I was doing some work at the kitchen table. Right now we're inside of the kitchen area, but what's really cool about this is we get to learn a little bit about the stories and characters, but we also get to know a little bit more about Robert Munsch and his personal life, right?
Absolutely, for sure. Some of the neat facts that you actually can experience here are things like Michael Marchenko. All of the artwork here is done by Munsch's illustrator, Michael Marchenko.
Yeah, he has some really nice stuff.
He has some very nice stuff. Very iconic characters, from Paper Bag Princess and the Dragon to some of his other storybook characters too that you'll see in here. One of the neat things though that people may not have known, and you can learn here at the Children's Museum, is that Michael Marchenko actually hides a pterodactyl in many of his illustrations.
What? No way!
Yeah. So when you're going through Munch books, you might want to take a peek and see if you can find the pterodactyl. Can you find it here?
Hidden.
Look hard.
Hang on, I found him, but I don't want to give it away. So when you come to the Much More Munch. Try to say that fast a couple times. Look in the fridge, see if you can find the pterodactyl. This is going to change the way I read all my Robert Munsch books now. I'll be looking for the pterodactyl. Inside of the oven, I like what's going on here because we have a lot of interactive things and unexpected things that you would find. Instead of having dinner here, we actually have some information about Robert Munsch's early books, including some sketches. So we get to see a little bit of his process and methodology, correct?
Absolutely. So you get to see some of the first takes of some of your favoriteest stories. You can actually see not only drawings and drafts, but a lot of edits in the process through his writing process here.
No kidding. So it'll be interesting to see how some of these stories that we have grown up with maybe didn't have the original first draft. Maybe Angela didn't get to fly the airplane. Maybe the mud puddle was actually a friendly mud puddle. Who knows?
Very true. You may find out here.
Another thing that was very surprising is what Robert Munsch looks like, because I've actually just pictured him as a character. But there's the guy. That is the guy who wrote all the stories. Not quite the picture that I had in my head, hey?
No. Yes, you're right. He's been writing for 25, 30 years already, and depending on which books you were reading, he has changed a lot in those years.
All right, we've only got to scratch the surface right now because we've just spent all of our time inside of the kitchen. But as you mentioned, today is opening day for the exhibit, so how early can we check this out today?
We open up at 9:30 today.
Okay, 9:30. Book an appointment. Bring some creative ideas because you can collaborate on a story with Robert Munsch. If you want more information about this exhibit that just opened up today, go to our website at breakfasttelevision.ca. We're taking a quick break here on BT, but more to come later this morning from the Children's Museum.